Hello, hello. Welcome back to the podcast. It's your girl, Kamie Crawford. And today I have my best friend in the world in my head, TikToker, actor, content creator, and host of the Hardly Qualified podcast, Horace Gold.
Hello, Kamie Crawford.
Welcome to the
Gorgina
show.
Aquafina, you're so stunning.
Stop.
It's crazy, you guys. It's truly crazy to look at. Like, I walked in and I was like, oh my God, can I cuss?
Yeah.
What the fuck? You're
This
so
is-
hot. Literally, I was like,
Stop, I love
hey,
you.
hi.
This is a relationship. Of course you can cuss.
Okay, thank God.
Cuss. This is the only safe space for Scorpios and Sagittarius. It's
Yes,
like ourselves.
period. Also, so Bria Jones and I were talking about this. Thank God.
She's a Scorpio too.
But a Scorpio woman.
Yes.
There's a big difference. There's a
Huge.
huge difference. I swore on my life to Jesus Christ himself that I would never date a Scorpio man ever the fuck again.
I could have told you not to do that.
I just don't like being gaslit so far that I don't know what country I'm in. Like, truly, it's that bad.
No, it is that bad.
that
and I
bad.
know that because I do actually have those
'Cause I've
qualities.
done it.
Like I can actually do that if I
'Cause I've
really
done
want
it.
to. I've gone through so much therapy to not use my powers for evil.
Uh-huh.
But I feel like I feel like Scorpio thinks the things and will say the things to the people that we hate. But Sag, I feel like they say
I
the
say
thing.
whatever's on my mind.
And I love that
Yeah.
about y'all, but it also terrifies the fuck out of me.
I'm like, if you're a good person, I will treat you well. But if not, like, my biggest quality is that, like, I'm not a fake bitch.
Yeah.
If I don't like you, you know I don't like you.
Yes.
And I will say it to your face. I recently had a falling out with a friend. And, like, it was one of those things where, like, have you ever been, like, acquaintances with someone, but they're, like, best friends with your best friend? But you're like, I don't necessarily individually fuck with you.
Yeah.
And so it got to the point where he had, like, done some weird shit. And I was like, look, we don't have to be friends.
Yes.
And, like, that's okay.
Yes.
Like, literally, the world will spin.
Yeah.
And, like, we will all be okay.
We're literally only doing this for the kids, aka our mutual friend.
Truly.
But
They'll be
I
okay.
want a divorce.
They'll be okay. We'll work it out
Yeah.
on the custody.
Yes.
And we'll be good.
Work it out on the remix.
But, like, I was like, I just, like, don't need to sit here and entertain
yeah.
that, like, I like you. I don't.
No.
I don't.
No.
And that's okay.
And that's why I love a Sag, because they will dish that shit out.
Well, I can dish it and I can take it. I don't like to take it.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'm like, you don't like me?
Yeah. Wait.
Sorry. We're talking about the same person?
Rewind.
Me?
What did I do?
Do you have a list? Because what the fuck?
Have you ever been broken up with as a friend?
For good reason. Yes, I was like a super gnarly, like drunk alcoholic, and so
I know you've been sober for 5 years now.
5 years. Thank
Congrats.
you. God, did her research.
I've been following
oh
you.
my God.
I pay attention
That's
to shit.
crazy.
I'm chronically online.
Me too. And
Yeah.
we also have to get to that because I'm like, is this okay?
yes.
Okay.
Well,
That's
maybe
it. We
I
got
don't
to it. We handled it. Okay,
Yes.
cool. I'll keep going. Yeah, I had a friend break up with me because I was crazy, and I can also take responsibility. I'm not one of those people who's like, no, I totally can acknowledge when I'm doing something wrong
Yeah.
and when I'm not like pleased with my own behavior. So definitely when it was justified, and I was like, you also should take space for me because I'm not a good version of myself. I think that's the only time I've been broken up with as a friend.
Yeah.
But generally speaking, I have had all of my friends for like the past 11 years. So
Oh, that's beautiful.
yeah. What about you?
Did you guys come back around though? You and this friend?
We got to a place of acceptance. I think because also I changed so dramatically from when I wasn't sober to getting sober.
Yeah.
That now I don't know that I'm necessarily seeking that friendship either. I think we were so codependent, and
Yeah.
he like has a baby and a girlfriend. Like, so I'm like, we're different men than we were when we were like young.
Yeah.
You know, 20 somethings. We've known each other forever, and there'll always be love. And like, he needed something, and he hit me up, and I was like, of course, like I got you.
Yeah.
But we're not like checking for each other the way that we were like attached at the hip.
Yeah.
And I think that's like kind of just, you know,
It's not a
honestly a
cookie
casualty
crumbles.
of addiction. And I've stopped punishing myself for struggling with something, and I'm, you know, I'm in recovery and I've, you know, treated my disease. But I think definitely for a long time I was like beating myself up, being like, oh my God, you blew it. And then I was like, we both did stuff, you know, and so I don't take it too personally anymore. But I did for sure, because I was like heartbroken. He's my best friend.
Yeah.
Have you been broken up with as a friend?
No.
Damn. Okay.
But you know
Can't
what?
relate. Cool.
You
It
know
was so
what?
great to be here.
No. Next question. No.
Got the
I
camera
have-
tag. Sierra.
That's enough. No, I haven't, but I've had friends, like, as a Scorpio, I take my relationships so seriously. I would die for any of my friends and family. But I've had friends come to me and say that I've disappointed them or that I did something or said something. It's rare. I'm also a rising Virgo, so I never do anything wrong.
Never.
But in the times that I have, and they've told me, I would rather die than hurt someone that I love. Like one of my friends or my family members. Like if I have hurt you in any way and I love you, I don't give a fuck about the people that I don't give a fuck about.
Right.
You could tell me that I fucking pissed on your dog and I'll be like, and I'd do it again.
Do it again. Where's that dog at?
And I do it again.
I just drank a bunch of water. Where's your dog?
Like what?
Yeah.
Please. It just made me think of something, which is like,
have you pissed on a dog?
No, unrelated. But so we're getting very deep, Horace.
Love.
My biological father left when I was 5,
Okay.
and I didn't talk to him again until I was 15, 16. And then after that, like we weren't in communication like that. He would hit me up and he was like very kind of like, every message that he would send would be like, love dad. And I'm like, bitch, I don't know you.
Yeah.
Who are you?
Yeah.
I don't know you.
Yeah.
And I go about my life as if he doesn't exist because in my life, he doesn't.
You had to do that.
And I had to do that
For
by
sure.
force. Anyway, his mom recently passed away. And so he felt the need to send me the information for the funeral.
Did you have a relationship with her?
Fuck that bitch.
Okay. Like,
I don't give a fuck that she's dead.
you don't know her.
What?
Right.
I don't know her.
Yeah.
One, I don't know her. Two, she spent my childhood, like every time I would call looking for him, she would be like, oh, you just missed him. He just walked out.
Wow.
I'll have him call you back as soon as he gets home. For years.
Boy mom type shit.
For years. So now I'm like, oh, she's dead? Let me throw a fucking fiesta. Let me know where I can send the piñata.
You're the opening scene of Wicked. Good news. Like,
she's dead.
Like,
And like some people will hear this and be like, oh my gosh, like that's so sad. That's so traumatic. But like, I genuinely don't think about him. So when it comes to people that like I don't care about, I'll say and do whatever. But when it comes to people that I actually care about, and the reason why it brought up that for me is because when we were talking about dogs, I said, fuck that dog face bitch when I found out she died.
Did she look like a dog?
Yes!
So
Yes!
it wasn't even like inaccurate.
Fuck that dog face bitch. And if he's listening, fuck him too. The whole family. Round them up and put them all in there.
Well, you clearly did not get the kennel genes.
Obviously.
Obviously not.
Thank God.
Period.
What? But I just find it's just so interesting. But no, I don't have any trauma or issues that I need to discuss with my therapist.
At all. I never have.
Everything's great.
Interesting because I will squabble with a stranger.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
If you don't owe me anything, like I will cuss you out. I will fight. I will I'm like, I have a shark tattoo because literally like my bite is my bite. Like I really don't, I'm not the one to fuck with.
Yeah.
If I have an inch of love for you,
Yeah.
you can do whatever you want to do.
Yeah.
It's actually
that's
like
a problem.
It's
That's
crazy.
a problem. I have that
like
problem too.
I have like needed to actually bring that up to my therapist because like I was homeschooled. So I came into the social sphere like very late.
Yeah.
And have this like somewhat like imposter syndrome around like relationships and like bonding with people. And so like I have a lot of friends because I like did not for so long that now I have this sort of like complex of, am I enough to have boundaries? Do I like think I am enough to be able to say like, you're not treating me right?
That's very real.
Which is why it was like monumental for me to be like, I don't want to be friends with you.
Yeah.
To this man. Because I was like, I have enough respect now as an adult who's done the work and is in therapy and is sober and like does all these things to be able to be like, I don't fuck with you.
Yeah.
And like, it's going to be okay.
Right.
Not everyone likes me. And I don't like everyone.
Yeah.
But I could not say that for a long time. For a long time, I would let anyone do some crazy shit. And like my other friends would be like, what the fuck are you?
Like, no,
we
that's
all
just
hate
Jim.
her. Like, why are you?
You don't know her like
you
I
don't
do.
know her like I do.
Don't talk shit about her.
And I was this narcissist attractor for a long time. Which is why I like don't, when people I know who are not narcissists are like, oh my God, I think I'm a narcissist. I'm like, you weren't there.
Yeah.
I've been to
You have no
Nam,
idea.
okay?
You have no idea.
I know what a real one looks like.
You saying I've been in Nam while wearing this camo hat is really
I literally was
sending
blasting
me.
Back in the USSR by the Beatles on the way here. I literally was someone's grandfather in 1960s on the way here.
They're like
truly,
saluting you as you're
truly
driving
me,
by.
truly me. Meanwhile, couldn't be gayer, but I've been to Nam.
Don't ask, don't tell.
So don't ask.
You have no
Shut
idea what I've been
up.
through.
Shut
You
up.
have no idea. Oh my
But no,
God.
I think now I'm at a point where I'm like, it's all gonna be good.
Yeah.
Like, everybody talks shit about everybody. Like, I love you, you know what I mean? Like, I think for a long time I was really, really bad at not allowing myself to have standards around friends. And now that I like really am kind of getting to that point where it's like less is more, you know, and I don't need like 25 best friends. Like, having that solid, and like even still I have like 10.
Yeah.
That's a lot of people.
Yeah.
Most people do not have like 10 best friends that they could call at 2 in the morning and know that those people are going to pick up, meet you wherever you're at. I have like more than 2 hands worth of people who would do anything for me. So I'm like, I'm good, and that means I can have standards.
Did you have to do like an overhaul of your friend group and like do an audit basically after becoming sober?
I did, and I did. I think it was actually in my sobriety more so than like when I got sober. It was like in the middle of it, because there's so much underneath. Like we say that like alcoholism and like the consumption of alcohol is really like a symptom of like a deeper thing. And so when that was moved aside, I was able to really be like, oh, I don't like value myself. Like, oh, I like hate myself, low-key. So now that I don't, who were those that make me feel closest to that like ultimate version of myself? Who are the people that like make me really like bright and turn me on and don't make me apologize for being a Sagittarius and loud and gay and kooky? Like, who are the people who were like doing the bit with me?
Yeah.
Who are those people? And so I was able to put them down on a list and really be like, okay, these are like my like people.
Yeah. And
like, and I would notice myself in relationships where I was disappointed by someone's behavior, and I was like, why am I prioritizing you mistreating me when I have like down ass bitches who I'm not spending time with so that I could be mistreated by you? What is the point of that?
Yeah.
And I was like, hold on, we gotta like reorient and like reallocate like time.
Yeah.
Because like, as you know, like time is a limited resource. Like
1000%.
I don't have all of it to just be, I never want to feel empty after a hang with someone, or disappointed.
Yes.
When I'm like, I am disappointed because I would have done what you're not doing for me. And now I'm like, no, I'm just going to invest in the people that have done and will continue to do what I would do for them.
Yeah.
And that was like a huge sign of like my growth. Because I think for a long time, when I was younger, I would definitely prioritize just people who I thought were supposed to be my good friends. But I was like, on paper, you're a bad friend.
Yeah. You're not good to me. Why are we
here? You don't like me. You clearly don't like me.
Yeah.
If you're treating me like this. Yeah. So let's like call it a wash.
Yeah.
We're good.
And that's a realization that I think anybody can go to, whether you're going through a journey or not. Like, I've made so many friendship audits in my life of just like, how do I feel? How does my body feel? How does my body react when this person texts me, when I'm around this person? Like, how do I feel about myself when I'm around this person? Is this, and I'm not saying that every single friend that you have has to make you feel like the highest version of yourself, but like maybe close.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Right.
Like, you deserve that.
Right.
Everybody got that hoe friend that, every once in a while, you call up and then you go and get busy and you go and like paint the town. But I've had to several times in my life, like, look at people that I'm around and be like, is this the person that I want to be? How does this person react to other people? How do they treat other people? Like, is that how I want people to view me?
100%.
Because you are who you associate with.
I truly believe you are an average of the 5 people closest to you.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't want you in my average. I don't want you in there.
You're bringing the average down. Babe.
I have a question for you.
Tell me.
I believe that not having friends that you've been friends with for over 10 years is a bit of a red flag.
I agree.
But I heard someone say that that's not a red flag.
I think it can be.
I still think it's a red flag.
I think it can be. I think that there are some people who, like, I have a sister who, hey boo, she's going to be listening to this and being like, why the fuck are you telling my tea? Because it's a safe space. She went through a period in her younger years where the friends that she picked up weren't making her feel good about herself. But at the time in her life, she was in a space where I think, self-esteem was not established yet. And like being around those people felt good because you're going to things and like you're in certain environments. But she knew that it wasn't making her feel good, but it was almost like a means to an end. Like, you have to be associated with these people, or these are the only people who look like you. So like by default, you become friends with them. And she's since gotten rid of those friends and is now in her 20s and has made completely new friends and amazing, incredible friends. But she had a moment when she was like, oh, I got rid of these people and now I don't have any friends.
Mm-hmm.
So now she doesn't have those people that she would have had. They could have been 10-year-long friends, but they were trash.
Yeah.
And now she has incredible friends that like she will have for the next 10 years, you know? So that's why I say it could be one. I think that a red flag for me is when I meet another woman who's like, oh, I don't have girlfriends. I only hang out with the boys.
Mm-hmm.
That shit is whack.
Mm-hmm.
If you can't find community with women, then who the fuck can you find community with?
100%. 100%. I mean, I think like I saw a TikTok and someone was like, oh, are you a gay's gay? And I was like, nope.
What do you mean?
Nope. And I was like,
I'm a gay's gay and I'm straight.
I didn't like how I felt being like, I don't have like my best friends are like straight boys and women, and I love my friends. I feel seen, validated, specific. Like I can tell all my hood adventures to my boys. Like there's no weird thing. I'm never like, ugh. But it was this thing where I did not like the feeling of not having community with other gay men that was like strictly platonic. And I've made a point in the last like 3 months to be like, I'm pursuing gay male friendships.
Yes.
Because I didn't like the feeling of feeling like it kind of gives pick me a little bit. And I just didn't like that. You know, it's like when gay, like sometimes you'll hear a gay who's like, oh, I'm still a guy. And it's like, shut the fuck up,
yeah,
girl.
what?
Shut the fuck up, diva. What are we doing?
And I feel like I always see like when TikTok like shows me those videos on my algorithm, or like it's like raging like Trump supporter, like I don't like other gays, like very clearly, like yes, I'm gay, but like, do I think it's right? No.
Okay.
What? And then you'll see the comments and it'll be like, okay, diva,
yeah,
we get it, girl,
literally,
it's okay, sis, don't
it's
worry.
Been so amazing to actually be with gay men and like find that intimacy that I have with straight, because I think sometimes with straight men I feel very close and very, the intimacy is so available because there's like that like automatic like this will never cross a threshold. Yeah, you know, it's never gonna go anywhere other than like you're like my brother. So like that is, it's built in that there's nothing to be confused about. Whereas in, you know, it's the idea of like a woman being friends with a man. It's like, is there gonna be a thing at the end of the day? I do personally believe a lot of the time you can't be friends with a guy.
I saw your TikTok about that and I agreed.
It's hard
silently, even though I've had guy friends in the past, like straight male friends, they've either always had a crush on me or we were hooking up.
That's the thing. It's like, it's not can you be friends with them, it's can you be friends with them without them wanting to fuck you.
Yeah, no,
they always do.
They always do.
And that was
even when you don't want to fuck them initially,
they will hang. Those dudes are so patient.
Hang around.
They're so patient
until you get that itch in your coochie to fuck up.
Until the moon strikes.
Until the moon strikes.
Your fucking ears go up. Yeah.
And
the
you're
werewolf
like,
is out.
Yeah.
And they're there.
Yeah.
Waiting.
Once you hit that ovulation phase and the body is calling, they will pick up the phone.
And I know it from the straight male perspective, ladies, they're always waiting. Yeah. Men are always.
Oh, yeah, you got the insider.
I'm on the inside of that side.
Oh my God, tell us what else you know.
They're always waiting. I mean, the thing is, like, the straight men are listening to what's happening. And
do they know they're trash, garbage, rats? Yeah, roaches,
for sure. And
pigs?
I think that there's a way to play that into a way that is also like attractive. I think like it's, and it's not. I don't think that that's like insidious. I think that it's definitely, there are guys who are like, I'm not a piece of shit. But I will say, every man I know is still a man at the end of the day. Like they're still. All locker room, the most unathletic dudes in the world have locker room talk. Like
literally never been on a court or a field a day in their lives.
Never worn a sneaker or a cleat in their locker room talk. So there's levels to it. There's levels for sure. And there's times where like I'll be with dudes and like there's a moment where they'll say something wild and I'm like, oh dude, like I'm disappointed in you, bro. Like I thought you were different. I thought you were so different.
Yeah, how do you think we feel?
Exactly. That's why I made the TikTok, because I was like, don't be delusional. Like a man will always, if you are an attractive woman, and like I don't want to get into this debate necessarily, but I don't know that there are attractive women who, and I think most like 99% of women are fucking beautiful. So I don't know that if you are a breathing woman,
Yeah.
that there is a man who wants to be your friend who like wouldn't
No.
fuck you
If you have a pulse,
and are available.
they're down.
They're down.
You consent, it's up.
Mm-hmm.
But that's how it feels. But then you like, and sometimes, honestly, for some women, myself included, have had friendships with men where like they have a crush on you, and that's almost why you love being around them. Like there's something to that. Like even if I don't have a boyfriend right now, or even if I do, but like because somebody's gonna write and be like, "Why did you guys break up?" No, bitch. That's my man for life.
I'm telling a story.
I'm telling a story. This is a hypothetical and also my past traumas. But like being in friendship with a man that has a crush on you in some kind of way, it's like, okay, I know he's going to like watch out for me. He's going to stick up for me. Even if I don't have someone right now, like you still get that validation and that feeling that like otherwise you may be searching for every time you go out, and like maybe it won't happen. But like if you text that one friend that has a crush on you, he's going to give you a compliment. He's going to tell you that like you just deserve so much. Yeah. You deserve so much more. But those are the ones who are sitting and waiting in the wings.
For sure. But also like kind of smart, to be honest. To like, it's, what does the patriarchy do for you? What does what do you allow the patriarchy to do for you?
That's true.
Like,
that's true.
So protection.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, because like it is true. Like I was with one of my best friends, and I was with her the night she met her husband. We were out in Silver Lake, and we were like leaving from one bar. She met
her husband in the wild?
In the wild. We're crossing the street from one bar to another. Rest in peace, Hyperion Public, for those who know. And we are crossing the street, and she's Australian, and she points to him, and she goes, "You're cute as hell." And then that's how they met. But he always says, he's like, "I didn't go up to you because you and Horace were dancing together, and I thought Horace was straight."
Stop. How were you dancing?
I thought Horace was straight. Hey, Hollywood. Right here, baby.
The trade.
Cast me, baby. I need it. And so he didn't come up to her because I was that like force.
Wow.
Right? So like there is definitely something to that idea of like using that for your safety.
Yes.
Because there are guys who will respect another man, which is gay, more than they will respect a woman's autonomy. That shit is gay as fuck. Yes. I think a lot of y'all, I just need to tirade for a second.
Do it.
I think a lot of y'all would do better to fuck a dude just to like sit with it and understand exactly where you're at. Because like the amount that these men delegate to another man, I'm like, that's how much I delegate to another man. Why do we have this in common?
Hey.
Why are we twinning?
Yeah.
Like,
no, you're
right.
Because
I know what I want from a man.
You're right.
And it's him inside of me.
Yeah.
What do you want?
That same thing.
I think so.
Yeah,
I think so. And it's like very concerning.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, are women just like more bisexual than men? Or are men just liars?
The age-old question. This is what I go to bed thinking every night.
I know. But I'm like,
question I ask myself every single day before I fall asleep.
Literally. Dear God.
Yeah.
Are all men gay?
Dear God. It's been a long time since we spoke. No, that's very fucking real. And also, like, there's so many things that straight men do for other men's validation. And, like, I strongly believe that straight men would not take showers, get haircuts, drive nice cars, wear nice clothes, buy chains, watches, whatever, if women did not exist.
Do you think?
I think.
I don't think every man would be like
I think
caveman?
Yes. Straight
men,
1,000%. I think they would just stink.
Look
at their homes. Look how they live.
I sometimes, yes. I also think that a lot of the time, these guys do it to indicate to each other. I think that they...
Well, then, if women didn't exist, the straight men would be gay, too.
I think so. I mean, it's giving, like, Greek god. Like, those dudes fucked each other, you know?
Good for them.
I
get it.
I get it, too. I'm there.
I understand.
I
overstand.
Stupid.
Oh my God. I really do. Okay. This is a relationship advice podcast, and we've given a lot of tea, and I think the straight women listening to the show are like, this motherfucker is playing me.
Yeah.
The guy I'm talking to is playing me. And I do agree. Because I always, waiting to fuck, whatever, like, I think timing is whatever works for you. Like, whenever it feels right to you, have sex with somebody. Consensually. But I do think that a lot of times these guys, like, this could go for anybody, but like, I think that a lot of times men will send their representative of like the person that they want you to think that they are, and then you fuck, and then you find out there's somebody completely different. So maybe fuck first.
I also think sometimes it depends on what the guy is looking for, but I think I know guys who are more down to wait than they put on. Because I think that to them it also signals, is she wifey?
Yeah.
You know, like, and it all goes back into purity culture, rape culture, like all of it. It's all oppressive patriarchy.
Yeah.
But there is definitely an idea. I think that there are certainly straight men who are like, oh, well, like, now what's your body? If you gave it up to me so quickly, blah, 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 like, what's your body? And it's like, what? You gave it up so quickly. What's your fucking body count?
No, literally.
Like, everything that you put out every accusation is a confession or whatever. Like, it's the same shit. But we obviously, you know, it's never equal.
Yeah.
But I think that some guys would like to wait. I don't know, which is weird.
Who fucking knows what these?
Who fucking cares?
Who fucking cares? Fuck you.
Do what you want to do.
Anyway, people have written in and they need some help. Are you ready?
So ready.
Okay. The first one. Hey, I don't know if you'll see my text messages, but I need to talk to someone. Boo, I saw it. And also they apologized for their English because they're French. It's fine. I will read through it. I am an Algerian girl from France and I'm Muslim. I found the love of my life, but it's a girl. My family do not accept this relationship and I don't know what to do. It's the first time that I'm happy with someone, but I have the impression that nobody understands me and my feelings. I live in a small city in France and she's from Paris. I don't want her to leave just because we can't be together, but the problem is religion, and I don't know how I can explain to my family that it's not a choice. We don't choose who we can love. I'm really sad about the situation. That makes me so sad.
Yeah, it's so sad.
Oh, what do you think?
I'm like, it's really difficult. I grew up super religious, so I understand.
Yeah. I've seen you talk about your family a lot, and they're very conservative.
Very conservative, very religious. It was not a walk in the park at all. I came out at 17, which was late, and then like they knew forever. And then they didn't meet a partner of mine until I was like 29. So
wow.
Long.
But you had.
Yeah, I just never told them about it. So I'm not gonna sit here and like be like, love is love, like blah 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 blah. Like, it does weigh on you. Like the pressure that puts on your family dynamic.
Yeah. Because
I also think that it then opens up a lot of space to resent your partner. If something goes wrong, then you're like, I gave up my family for you.
Yeah. Yeah.
And like, now you're not even, what did I do it for? Now I don't have either of you. So I would probably say date in private for a long time. Like, tell them when there's something to present. And so that you know that this person is your life partner in case it goes wrong, you have another family.
Yeah.
Because I think like you dating this girl for like a month, there's like irreparable damage that is on the precipice here.
Yeah.
And I probably would not blow up the spot for something that you aren't like totally comfortable with. And again, like, I know lesbians and y'all do not have a long track record. It's most likely not gonna work out.
I think the lesbians listening would also probably agree.
Most likely.
Yeah. You guys, all the lesbians that I know have broken up before the U-Haul even pulled up.
Before they signed the contract.
The U-Haul is literally like not even
still
come
in the
to
driveway.
a stop.
Yes, literally.
And the relationship done.
Exactly. So like, queer relationships in general are just there's so much pressure, there's so much that goes into it, and it's your first one, because we're talking about like religious deconstruction, moving from a small town to a city, like being out, holding her hand in public. There's a lot of shit that goes into this that I would wait to like settle the relationship before like presenting the final exam, because if it sounds like your family will not be receptive, I would personally wait. And look, people are, it's not the popular take. I think, you know, I'm essentially saying stay closeted, because we're talking about like safety here, and like, especially depending on how religious, you know, the family might be, and how secluded the community might be, like your direct safety might people are wildly homophobic.
Yes.
Homophobia is lethal.
Yeah.
And so I think sometimes it would be very privileged of me as a, Californian LA person to be like, come out, girl.
Yeah.
Pride's in a month. Get your tickets and your G-strings ready to go. Like,
Stop.
I grew up in a different country, a different environment.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It was very, very different.
Right.
So I'm not.
And we don't know if she lives at home, because like if you live at home, then like that's your.
That's what I'm saying.
That's your home.
That's
like
your home.
There's a lot to risk.
There's a lot.
You want to make sure she's worth the risk in that way.
And that you have like stepped into the new part of your existence.
Yeah.
Not being closeted, holding someone's hand in public. Like it's a lot to come out of the closet. So I would give it some time with the relationship first.
What about your relationships that you didn't present to your parents? Did you ever come to any like tension or arguments surrounding not introducing them? Like, cause when you're in a relationship with someone for long enough and like you haven't met their family, sometimes people can internalize that.
Yeah.
How'd you handle it?
Yeah, I think it was always, I don't know that it was ever really discussed with any of my exes as much as it was always a personal marker to me of like, do I think that there's enough here for me to like bring this to my family and go through that pain?
Yeah.
Because there was pain. The conversation's always been painful. And so I was like, am I willing to subject myself to this? Am I willing to like risk not talking to my parents after this? Because like we are the type of people who are kind of okay with like sweeping shit under the rug. So like if we're going to really have this conversation and really open up this can of worms, this relationship's got to be worth it. And I'd only been with one person who had done that.
That's a lot of pressure too. Fuck me. Hi, Kamie. So I met this guy on Hinge. We went on one date and had a good time. Our communication is great. He is emotionally stable, mature, kind, genuine, caring. He's not my usual type, which is hard for me to process. Everything so far about him is what I'd want in a partner. Character is everything. The only thing holding me back is that he's never had a long-term romantic relationship. We're planning some more dates, 3 at least. Then we can have a discussion on potential next steps. Should I continue to talk to him and see him? What are your thoughts, bestie? Thank you. Love you. Oh, edit to the ad. I'm turning 32 in a couple of weeks and he's 33.
Okay. I know what what do you think?
I think your usual type hasn't worked.
Okay.
But this one, it seems like it's working. And I think it also depends on type. When I think of type, I don't think of physical attributes. I think of character traits. So if your usual type is emotionally avoidant douchebags, that's what you're attracted to. Can't help what we're attracted to. But now you're dating somebody who feels more secure and has all of these like positive qualities. Then lean into it. But if your usual type is 6'5" and you're 5'10" and he's 5'2", the time when the 6'5" man walks by, you might be tempted to take a peek. And that's a problem.
Climb that tree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I wouldn't blame you.
Yeah.
But not if you're in a relationship with somebody else.
Yeah.
What do you think?
It stuck out to me, the usual type thing, because if I'm like doing my like Sagittarius psychic thing, it kind of gives like that's the problem. And I think she's looking for an excuse to justify that being the problem.
Yeah.
Because if someone's never been in a long-term relationship, it doesn't, if you love this person, it kind of doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But I'm like, that's actually not that big of a deal.
Right.
To me. And if this guy's like all in and ready to go and wants to pursue it, it doesn't really matter.
Right.
But it seems like the real issue is that he doesn't look like the partner you thought you would be with. And that actually is more of an internal thing than this guy's dating history. Because if he's present and showing up and wants to be with you and is pursuing dates with you and wants to really take this to the next level, then it doesn't matter like what the past was with like other women.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I would actually address the like thing of like not my type, because like what does that mean?
Right.
Let's define that. Is he black? Is he like what? Like what do we mean by that?
I think the reason why she added the age thing, because now thinking about it, it's like at 33 he hasn't been in a long-term relationship. For some people that would be a red flag. If he was 45 and hadn't been married and had at least one child, I would say red flag. 33 is not old. I'm 32. I look great.
Period.
But like,
also, if he has like a PhD, was in school for a long time, like,
he might have been busy.
Why?
There's reasons. Like, but if it's something that is like very strikingly, obviously different, like appearance or maybe you're used to dating billionaires and he's only a millionaire. Like, yeah, leave him. Duh. Like, if he, like, I don't know, is a plumber and like you're used to dating somebody who's in corporate, like those things are things that you should absolutely address and think about. But it sounds like you're happy.
Right.
Why self-sabotage it?
That's kind of what I'm getting from it. Is like, we, you know, I think sometimes I'm like, I want to know your sign.
I know.
Because it feels like there's a lot of control around this. When, like, sometimes love is this thing that is, like, inexplicable.
Yeah.
And, like, we have to, like, leave room for the magic and not try to, like, orchestrate our lives so succinctly that we're actually, like, ignoring miracles. I think sometimes, like, as human beings, we are confronted with miracles and, like, magic and, like, portals of, like, amazing opportunity that are in front of us that we have conditioned our brains into believing can't be real.
Yeah.
And so we're denying this opportunity that is, like, clear, tangible, palpable magic. But we're like, no, magic doesn't exist. Love doesn't exist. This opportunity won't exist. Let me, like, go with my type. What makes me safe? But it's like, you're 32. That type hasn't worked. That path hasn't worked. And this person that's offering you a new venture and makes you feel good about yourself, the only thing that's coming up right now is you, mama. Like, it seems like, you know, it seems like it's there. So, like, maybe have a new experience.
I love you.
That's what I would say.
I really do. I'm in love with you.
I love you.
I brought you here to tell you that. I would like
We're
to
too far.
marry. We should do what did they do? Was it a pinky?
Oh, the fucking finger?
The finger, yes.
You can find me on Instagram and TikTok at Horace Gold, HoraceGold. You can find my YouTube channel and podcast at Hardly Qualified with Horace Gold. I've loved hanging with you.
Me too.
This felt like 5 minutes.
I know. It's because we're both just natural yappers, I think. And just like, I just love your content. I love everything you stand for. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
This is so fun. Everyone, you have to follow Horace. That's a requirement, or get the fuck off this fucking podcast.
She said it, not me, but yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Bye.